We all saw Mike Tyson's ass a few nights ago live on television, and while the world was gazing at his luscious cheeks of glory, I had a realization, an epiphany if you will, and that realization was that I myself am Mike Tyson's ass for not providing a beginner video for new players on Star Citizen. So I figured I'd make this video because if I needed help, then many others will as well. Now if you guys are trying to, I don't know, make $500,000 an hour or so from the second you open the game as a new player, this video isn't it. But I do have a link down in the description below, so go ahead and check that out. No, this video is for the players on the new Free Fly event who need help just in general, understanding keybinds, knowing where they're going, knowing what they're doing, just a general understanding of the game and what it is. I didn't have this luxury whenever I started because my tutorial wasn't working, so I basically had to figure everything out on my own or use YouTube to find it, and if anybody's in that situation, I want to find everything that they're going to need to get started in one video. So it's not going to be overly complicated. I'm not going to go over late game mechanics or all kinds of unnecessary stuff. I'm going to give you guys exactly what you need to get out there and enjoy the game and test it, and then the rest you can learn as you go. And if there is more you want to learn because you decide you like the game, then go ahead and like and subscribe because I will be putting out more content. I myself am a new player and I've already learned quite a bit about the game, and hopefully I can kind of help steer people on the right direction. I also go live Tuesdays 9 a.m. Mountain Time, so if you want to join in and learn with me, then feel free to do that as well. Also feel free to join my Discord, that will also be linked down in the description below. And when you guys start up the game, I would highly recommend starting at New Babbage. You can start at any starting location, however this is where I'm going to be showing you guys things at, and personally I think it's the easiest place to get used to whenever you first start the game. Now when you start up, it's going to start you in a bed here, and you can either press F or W to get out of the bed. However, I would advise picking F because that is going to be your main interaction button throughout the game. Now as you can see here, right next to your bed, there is a storage access unit. Now you can use this to find your spacesuit if you're not currently wearing one, as one will always spawn at your home set location, so you always have a spacesuit. Now you're going to walk over to the door, and you can either tap F or click with your left mouse button while holding F on open, and the door should open, and we're going to walk out and we're going to go to the elevator. Now like I said guys, this is a game of signs and interactions, so as you can see above the door it does say elevator, and a lot of these signs you're going to need to use in order to find where you're going. Now you can press F2 to open your map and get a better idea of where you're at locally. You can look at the entire map with that as well. I only really use my local map if I'm indoors and I'm completely lost as to where I am, or I need to find out where in the building I am compared to other things. And while using the map, to zoom in and zoom out, use your scroll wheel. Once the elevator is open for you, go ahead and walk inside, and you're going to go down to where it says lobby, and this is going to be for any starting location that you choose. Now once you get down into the lobby, you are going to be looking up towards the sign that says MT Metro Loop for New Babbage specifically, but every single starting location has a transit area. You just have to find it. They are going to have different names, but this one, like I said, is MT Metro Loop. So generally though, you'll see signs all around that kind of show you where you need to go. You just have to read, and if it sounds like it's something that's gonna be a transit, then go to it. Now you're going to want to follow the sign that says spaceport, and you're going to go to the left. That's the direction it tells you to go. In this case, you're going to get on the tram, which does have a timer. It'll tell you whenever it's ready, and you're going to go ahead and get on it. Now guys, just so that you know, this game is very buggy. It is alpha, it is very new. If you're trying it for the first time, don't expect it to be a complete game. It does have bugs. It's got a lot of things that it needs to work out, but it is a great game with lots to offer. Now what we're doing right now guys is I'm trying to get you out of New Babbage and try to get you to the closest spaceport, because the general spaceports, like the big ones on the planets, they're usually pretty laggy because there's a lot of traffic going on right there. So to get you out of that, we're going to go straight to the spaceport. I'm going to give you a rundown on how to fly. We're going to go to Tressler, and then we can continue on from there. I'm gonna tell you guys right now too, a lot of things in this game, they're time consuming. They're kind of a process, you know. Even something as simple as navigating a spaceport can take time. I would advise each and every one of you to familiarize yourself with the spaceports and get to know them. Take some time, run around them, enjoy, and actually like find out where you're going, because I feel once you can map it out in your head, it's a lot easier to navigate. But in the meantime, just enjoy the views and take it all in. Now once you guys have made your way down the tram, go ahead and get off and make a left. As you can see, there's a sign there that tells you which way to go, and you're going to walk through this security area right here, which you'll find is a common theme for spaceports: security, hangars. It's like the TSA. Then we're going to go on over to this elevator, and we are going to go on up to the NBIS terminal Now, once you guys are out of the elevator and up at NBIS terminal, you're going to go over to Spaceport Lobby. There's a sign right there. You're just going to kind of follow your way through. Once again, like I said, security systems are like a big sign that you're going the right way whenever you're looking for hangars. It's like the TSA, just look at it that way. If you see security, you're probably going the right direction. Also guys, quick tip, use your mouse wheel to adjust your walk speed. Now once you have made your way to the top, you're going to do a complete 180. You're going to turn around and you're going to go right. Now you can see to the left here, there's going to be some rentals available. So if you have the cash early on, you can rent ships. And if you look straight back, I'm not sure what's back there, feel free to explore. But if you look right, here's your hangars. And you want to go to this tablet looking thing right here. And you want to pick your vehicle and you want to select it and retrieve it. Then it's going to go on down to your hangar. So next step is going to be to go to one of these elevators, which is going to take you down to your hangar. And guys, the elevators can be very slow as it's usually server latency, so just give it a second. Alright guys, you have successfully made it through your first spaceport, and that's it. You beat the game. Congratulations. No, but on a more serious note, feel free to check out your ship and explore that. Inside your hangar right here too, you can also change ships if you have multiple ships, and there's also a storage inventory here. So I like this one because it's always going to be in your hangar no matter what. Anytime you're looking for a storage, this one will be here. It doesn't matter what spaceport you're at. Now, if you're ever wanting a specific ship and it's not at the spaceport you're at or it got blown up, you can file a claim. And if, for example, you don't want to wait the entire timer of the claim, you can actually go and you can expedite it for a cost. Another tool that you are going to be using a lot is your Mobglass, so go ahead and press F1 to open that, and this thing is going to show you everything: where you're at, your crime stat, gravity, atmosphere if it's safe, how much drugs you have in your system, medical tab. It's going to give you all of your health stats, and this part right here will light up if you have injuries in those specific areas. Comms you can use to communicate with people, friends, you can even invite them to your party, talk to people, whatever you need to do there. Anything communication, it's in comms. Contracts, that's going to be your jobs, and that's basically where most of your jobs are going to come from in the game, just by clicking these and picking what you want to do and figuring out what you like. Map, we went over the map. You can press F2 to get to it, or you can go through F1 in your Mobglass. Your journal is going to give you information about jobs that you've done, laws in the area you're at, stuff like that. Just a lot of lore and general useful information for the area you're at. This is probably one of my least used tabs. Assets is going to tell you exactly where things are in the universe. And what I mean is, if I leave something at a space station that I'm not currently at and I don't remember where it was, I can go here and I can search every single location that you can store things and find out if it's there. Reputation, this is going to allow you to have more missions for certain areas for doing certain things. So as you do missions for them, your reputation will go up, and as you mess up, reputation will go down. Your wallet, you can send money to friends this way. There is a 0.5% service fee, so just know about that. And then vehicles, if your ship is stored in the station that you are currently at, you can go to this tab to upgrade it and add things that you may have bought for it, both in game and out of game, on that menu. And there's also the landing tab, which can only be accessed whenever you're in the pilot seat landed in a hangar, and you can choose to auto refill your fuel, repair your ship, restock your weapons, or you could choose to manually do it. Now, one thing to note is any ship upgrades that you buy will not be at every space station. They will only be at the one that you purchased it at, or your assigned location for it, wherever you left it. Anything that you buy out of game with real money is going to go to your initial spawn point. So for me, that's New Babbage. So anytime I were to buy a ship or a skin for that ship, it will spawn there. I have to go there to pick it up. Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff. What I want everybody to do is walk over to your ship, find where the door is, take a minute to examine it, find your door, and press F to open it, and walk up to your seat. Once you're sitting down in your seat, you can press F4 to go to third person camera, and you can press and hold Z to move that camera around. Now guys, once you're in your ship, you may have issues taking off, which I will go over the controls for that here in just a minute. But if you are having issues with that, go ahead and press U to turn off the UI of your ship. That's like a complete shutdown. Press U again to turn it on, and then you're going to press I to turn on your engine, and these are always going to be the same controls. Now guys, I want everybody watching this to familiarize yourself with the controls and your MFDs. That's what these little screens are called, and each one contains very useful information while you're out and about flying around. Now, a quick tip, if you hold Alt and either press Q or E in your ships, it will automatically switch between them, which will make it convenient to move at least one screen around so you can get the information you need to quickly. Now it is time to fly, and you're going to lightly tap your spacebar and just keep tapping it to get up in the air. You're going to press W to move forward, S to move backwards, you're going to use D to move right, and A to move left. And you're also going to use Q and E to do your barrel rolls. Left control makes you move down, and your mouse is how you steer. Now, if you're trying to get out of the hangar, there's 3 different ways to do it from what I know. The first one of which is going to be going down to your MFD, and you're going to go to communications. You're going to select your spaceport, and you're going to hail them. The second way is going to be to go to your Mobglass, go to your comms, go under friends, and you'll have that there as well. Or the easiest way is going to just be pressing Alt-N. Alt-N is the #1 way that I do it. It's the fastest way, it's the most used. The other ones really only get used whenever it's not working and it's glitching out for me. So then what we're gonna do is you're just gonna press forward once it's open and available for you to move through it. Once it's forward, you can press N to toggle your landing gear, and you can press left shift to do an afterburner boost. You can hold down B to turn on quantum travel mode or navigation mode, which will allow you to go a little bit faster. And once that quantum travel mode is spooled up, if you hold Alt and use your scroll wheel, you can increase your maximum speed. Now there's also a VTOL mode that you can access by pressing K, which is best shown here with the cutlass. All it does is increase upwards thrust while pressing spacebar. I'm going to advise everybody to fly up until it says quantum travel online. You have to be outside of the atmosphere for that to engage. And then I want you to find Port Tressler, or whatever your closest space station is. Just for New Babbage, you're on Microtech. Port Tressler is it. That's where it's at. You're going to experience a lot less lag here. It's going to be easier to get in and out of, and it's much smaller, so if you die, you don't have to navigate a huge area like New Babbage. It's a much more scaled down version of the same thing. And guys, do yourself a favor, hold F and look around in your ship while you're sitting in your pilot seat and see if there's any buttons that you can press. Generally, there's something there. And do yourselves another favor and go into your settings, go down to game settings, scroll until you see pilot velocity indicator, and you are going to select that and put it always on, as well as your pilot VJoy range, pitch, and yaw. What that's going to do, the VJoy is going to allow you to turn a little bit smoother, and the velocity indicator is going to show you which direction your ship is going, because you could be floating in any direction. Now the velocity indicator that you're going to see right here, it looks like a circle with a line coming out the top and 2 out the sides, and once again that just kind of shows you which direction your ship's going, because you may be facing one way, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the direction that you're floating. Really good to have just to get an understanding of what you're doing while you're flying around. Make sure you don't hit things. Now once you're close to the space station, press Alt N, it'll tell you gateway granted, and as you can see, I see my name with small hangar under it. That's the direction you're going to want to go. Just go nice and slow, take it easy, try not to aim at the space station in case you do experience some lag so you don't crash and die. And yeah, you're just going to easily work your way into the hangar. Now if you want to slow down, you can either do Alt scroll wheel while in nav mode and slow down, but I highly suggest holding B and getting out of nav mode, and once you get close to your hangar, I would suggest pressing N for your landing gear, and that's going to slow you down as well, and you'll go very slow, just creep your way in and hit left control to land. As I've gotten a little bit further into the game, I'll put my landing gear down and I will ever so slightly tap shift, just enough to give me a little bit of a speed boost so I can get in there slightly faster, but you don't want to hold anything right now. Holding buttons is going to get you into an accident. Once you've landed, I suggest pressing I to turn off your engine, as your ships can like float away in a weird way, and turning off your engine prevents that completely. So go ahead and do that, and then you're going to hold Y to get out of your seat. Now you're going to go to your elevator. It's going to be in the exact same location that the one at New Babbage was, so you're just going to walk back past your storage terminal, your fleet manager, and you're going to find the elevator and you're going to take it on up to the lobby. Now, like I was saying earlier, guys, these areas are all basically the same. So whenever you walk out, you're going to see that there's a security section, there's going to be food, and then continuing to walk down, you're going to see easy hab area, which is like your habitation area, and a medical clinic. You're going to want to walk into the medical clinic. Patient check-in is what you click if you're injured. I'll show you that in a moment. Pharmacy is where you go to buy meds, so you can select it just here like this. You can look at all these medicines and buy them, prep up for your next run, whatever you're doing. What you really want is this station right here. It's called Regeneration. So you're going to go to it and you're going to click Transfer Imprint. Click continue, and if you ever want to set your location back to New Babbage or wherever you started, you can click reset location, but what that's doing is making sure that you're going to spawn at this space station. Now if you're ever injured, you can go to new patient check-in, select that, it'll tell you what room to go to, and then you have to manually go and find what room you need. For me in this case it was room 2, so I looked around for room 2, I walked into room 2, you're going to click on the bed and you're going to go ahead and lay down, and this screen is going to come down in front of you. You can click medical care, and then you can go to the treatment tab. Now if you have injuries, it won't say no injuries detected. It'll give you some options right here. You can select them, and down at the bottom you can click to treat them. Screen is a little buggy sometimes it's a little flashy, it goes black, so you gotta kind of mess with it, but just know that that's there if you ever need to heal yourself past what a med pen can do. Now once again, I advise each and every one of you to explore these space stations and get to know every little bit of detail in them. Learn where your food shops are, learn where your guns are at, learn where your cargo centers are at, most of which you'll be able to access through these interstation transits. Now these stations won't always have a cargo center, but a cargo center is exactly for that cargo, so anything and everything cargo you're going to find there. Sometimes they'll have refineries, which is the same thing, that's geared towards mining, and they're all going to have some form of a shop involved with them. So for cargo, that's literally moving and transporting cargo stuff. You can buy armors here, you can buy tractor beams and tractor beam attachments here, you can buy SCU containers for storage. Now I highly advise getting a tractor beam attachment and a multi-tool, as that is going to be one of your most used items in the entire game. Now we're going to go back to the elevator and go to the Galleria, and just about anything and everything that you're going to buy in game is going to be in the Galleria. This includes food, ship upgrades, ship weapon upgrades, armor, weapons, even a kiosk where you can clear your crime stat should you need to. Now not every station is going to have every item, so you might have to fly around and go to different stations to find the items that you're looking for. Quick side note, whenever you're looking through your inventory, if you decide you want to equip some armor, you need a spacesuit on first, and you need to take that armor and put it specifically on the body part that you want to put it on. So a helmet goes on head, chest, so on and so forth. At this moment, you cannot combine armor and actual clothing types, so that's unfortunate, but if you have clothing types on you, it will not allow you to equip the armor. And whenever you're going to put things on like magazines, they have specific slots on your body that they go. Same with med pens, they work the exact same way. Tractor beams can go on your hip like a pistol, and you can actually take the attachments and put them on the weapon right then and there. And same for your weapons, you're going to put them on your back and the attachments can be placed directly onto them. Now to equip your multi-tool, you can press 5. You can use your right click to pick things up with it, right click to drop them down. You can even snap things into place using that button if you're on top of a cargo grid in the back of your vehicle. And if you hold R, you can use your mouse to rotate the items while they're in the air. Q and E are going to be your leaning buttons while doing anything in first person with a weapon. You can press 4 to pull out your med pen, and you can press left click to use it. Watch out for your drug symbol on the left. Once it hits 100, you will pass out. You can press 1 or 2 to pull out the weapon that's on your back. Left click shoot, right click aim. G is going to be for grenades if you have any grenades to throw, and if you hold R, you can holster your weapon. Also, C is crouched, left control is laid down. I feel like they're pretty standard, typical first-person shooting controls. Now, while you're in your ship, you can hold left mouse button to shoot your weapons. So that's how you do that. You can use your scroll wheel to cycle through which weapons you're shooting, as shown right here. Now, my personal favorite first mission is going to be illegal monitors detected. It's super easy, super simple. Once you get there, you can either choose to shoot these other ships. You can press T to target them and swap between them. Press Control T to stop targeting people. If you press your mouse button, you can lock onto people with missiles if you have them and shoot them, so that's pretty nice to know. But this mission, you don't have to fight anybody at all if you don't want to. You could just fly right past them, complete the mission, shoot the target, and be done with it, because the target is a stationary like satellite thing. Now when you guys are locked onto another ship, you'll see these circles in front of it, and that's kind of what you're aiming for, and it's a best predicted direction of where the ship is going to be by the time your bullets get there, so it's kind of trying to help you line up your shots. Also guys, before you decide to fight anybody or shoot your weapons, make sure you're looking up at the top left of your screen. On mine you can see an eyeball. That means that you're basically being watched by the space government. So if you do anything illegal, you can go to space jail, you can get a crime stat. There's also another symbol that pops up there, which is armistice zones, which means that you cannot shoot there, which is good to know if you need some safety and you want to get away from somebody or make sure that you don't get shot down. Also guys, if you find yourself in a low visibility area, go ahead and tap tab. It's a scanning mode. Now this mode does not work in third person as it is put through your user interface in your ship. However, you can see everything perfectly fine in first person and get a good idea of where you're at and what you're doing, because as you can see right here, I can't see any of those asteroids. I have no clue where I'm at. Just make sure you go slow through these areas guys, press tab, search around, find out where you're going. Alright guys, so I have 3 final tips for you. The first one is going to be whenever you log out, make sure you are in a hangar or look at the bed on your spaceship while you're in deep space. Hold F to lie down, and then once you're laying down, hold F again, and you might have to right click and it should give you an option to log out. Do not just close the game while you're in deep space. You'll lose your ship, it'll treat you like you died. Just make sure you're near a hangar or you're in a bed in your ship. Now guys, the last 2 pieces of advice I'm going to give you kind of go hand in hand. If you press or hold J, it will do a chafe, which kind of prevents people from targeting you, and if you press or hold H, it will do a flare, which stops missiles from making contact with you. You don't have to press or hold either one. You could do one or the other. It's just pressing it does a singular and holding it does multiple, dependent on how long you held the button down. So yeah guys, I really hope that somebody found something useful or valuable here. This guide is really just for the very new players getting their feet in the door. Like I said, my tutorial wouldn't work, so this in essence is their tutorial if they can't get it to work. If you guys have any more information or input that you would like to give, please leave a comment down below and add it in. I know I missed some things. There's plenty of things I missed. I just tried to hit the bare basics and keep it in a relatively timely manner. I mean, this video is over 20 minutes now, and it's a lot of information to give. If you guys want to see more content like this, like, comment, subscribe, check out my channel. I have other videos as well. I'm just starting to get into Star Citizen and I absolutely love it, so I plan to be making more content for Star Citizen. So yeah, go ahead man, check me out.